immigrated from South Africa to the Netherlands with my chihuahua. I did all the paperwork myself. No pet travel agent needed. I hope this video will shed some light for you and give you some insight into how you can also do it. I'm going to share with you some costs, how to compile your personalized checklist, where you will find free resources and a support group, and our final vet appointment as well as the flight. Firstly, just know that this process does take time, and the time needed will differ per case. It will depend on your situation. But there is a standard 91-day waiting period before your pet may enter the EU, and this time frame is standard for everybody. Let's jump into what the costs were for our situation. Note, some of these fees can differ from vet to vet, so keep in mind when you look at the total that we paid, what you pay might be slightly different, also depending on your situation and what boxes you still need to tick. A big shout out to the Facebook group Embark South Africans Immigrating with Their Pets. This is where I first discovered that I can fly with my doggy in cabin and can arrange everything myself and skip the agencies and their fees. This group holds a wealth of information, including checklists, information, and experiences that others share. You can also ask questions here. Secondly, I wanted to ensure that I meet all the requirements the Netherlands might have. For this, I visited their authorities online and found this super handy and easy questionnaire that can be done online. And it spits out the list according to your specific situation. I will leave a link to everything in the description below. There's also a wealth of information from the South African State Vet website. I will leave a link of all the resources in the description below. And so together with these 3 resources, I built my own checklist. My checklist including having the vet booklet with all vaccinations and my doggy's sterilization, a microchip certificate, vaccinations needed to be brought back up to date, rabies antibody blood test and certificate. I had to find and contact vets in the Netherlands because my doggy has got pre-existing health conditions, and I wanted to make sure that I have somebody on the other side before I arrive for medication and to also do the checkups, etc., etc. Soft pet carrier training, book flights, arrange medication, and a letter to accompany the medication that will be in hand luggage, EU health certificate, and state vet export certification. My number 1 tip is to keep calm and let the call center agent do their job. Only answer the questions they ask and let them guide you through the process of booking your pet on the flight. We flew with Lufthansa, and these were the steps we followed. First, we identified the flight we wanted to be on, and then it was a phone call to the call center and we asked them if there is space for our pet on the flight. I then proceeded to complete the online booking for the flight and then called the call center again to let them add the pet onto my booking. Afterwards, they emailed me a new booking confirmation that said traveling with animal confirmed. Then I would recommend phoning the call center at least 48 hours before your flight to confirm one last time that your pet is still on your ticket. Don't pay extra money to book any special seats. The airline will seat you as per their pet in-cabin policy. With Lufthansa, we had to sit on an aisle in the mid 4-seat section of the plane. They won't tell you this, but they do try and keep a seat open next to you. The seat next to me was the only seat open on the plane when we flew, and I was also the only person with a doggy on the flight. So remember, this extra seat is not for your doggy to sit on, but it is to allow for some extra leg room as your doggy sits under the seat in front of you, or in case you want him to sit in that little space under the seat next to you. Don't check in online beforehand. You will physically check in at the counter with your pet on the day of the flight. You will only pay the pet airline fee on the day during check-in. Lufthansa also had a very good PDF download for tips with flying with your pet in cabin with them. That was quite helpful. Book your flight for a Wednesday to arrive in the Netherlands on a Thursday. This is to allow speedy declaration at the douane on arrival. I flew on a Tuesday and arrived on a Wednesday. Douane was a 10-minute wait, and then the paperwork and the check of his microchip was about 5 minutes. Book a ticket that is flexible, and that will allow you to make changes if need be. There are 2 critical vet appointments to complete the paperwork for exporting your pet. The first one is an appointment with your private vet. For the purpose of getting your EU health certificate, it is a very easy 1-page form-style certificate your vet will complete. It's downloadable off the state vet website. After that, you will go to the state vet. Your doggy is not needed here. It is not actually a pet-friendly place. It's purely to do the export paperwork. Tips for both of these appointments: make them about 2 weeks in advance. Not earlier is not required. I had both appointments on the Monday morning and I flew out on the Tuesday evening. I started obviously with the private vet at 7:30 in the morning, and from there I went to the state vet. State vet appointment is preferred to be made by email. I would still recommend asking them to confirm the appointment, but I do suspect that they do not keep the physical appointment time, so if you go earlier, it's not a problem. They simply need to keep track of the number of people that come through. I bought my doggy a soft airline carrier as soon as the rabies antibody test was successful. I did it early to give him time to get used to it and to travel in it a few times in the car just to friends and family. You can even let them use it at your home for a bit to see if your pet can get used to it. I made a separate video on the soft carrier bag that I bought. You can see it here or see the link in the description below. The bag itself weighs under 2 kilograms, and my doggy weighed 4.5 kilograms at the time that we flew. It is important that your pet and the carrier together weighs under 8 kilograms.